Hey guys, what is going on? Sleeping Knight 77 aka Kyle, and welcome to my trick room. If you guys do hear some weird noises in the background, like screaming kids or something, I am at my work at Skyzone right now, so I do apologize for that. I typically record in my room, but there was a big storm that happened here, and we don't have power right now. So as I'm recording this, we don't have power at my house, so I obviously can't record and watch my battle video and commentate over that because I, one, don't have Wi-Fi, and two, obviously can't have if I don't have Wi-Fi, I'd have to use my phone for a hotspot, and I don't have enough data to use my phone as a hotspot. So we're just going to make do with what we got. So if you do hear buzzing, screaming kids or something like that, I do apologize. Not how I like to record. Like I said, I usually record in my room, but we are going to make do with what we have today. We are going against TheChoiceSpecs and his Orlando Magikarps. Very annoying matchup, if I do say so myself. As you can see on screen, he brought the Mega Gyarados Florges, which is a bulk master in itself. The annoying Chinchino, which hits 5 times over and over again. If it runs King's Rock, then it has a chance to flinch like 42% of the time. Entei and Dragonite, the E-Speed brothers, and then we have the flinch master himself, Jirachi. And as you can see, I am bringing Politoed, which just sets up the rain for Mega Gyarados, which he obviously led off with, as you can see on the screen. Necrozma, Kricketune, Mega Gardevoir, sorry, not Mega Gyarados, Mega Gardevoir, Dugtrio, and Escavalier. So, without any further ado, we're just going to hop right into the battle here. As you can see, the leads are Mega Gyarados and Politoed. Advantage to Mega Gyarados because obviously he can just set up Dragon Dances and hit me with whatever while I just set up the rain for him. So, you know, I don't really have a switch in for this, so I kind of just have to let him do what he is going to do, no matter what he is going to do. I am running a Resto Chesto Toxic variant of the Politoed this week with Scald and Ice Beam. It is kind of a set that I've grown accustomed to. It was a set that I ran back in APA Showdown, if you guys do want to go back and watch those videos, whatever they may be. But it was a set that I did like running back then. And it kind of made do. I like having Toxic on the Politoed because Politoed can at least eat one hit and then fire off a Toxic, and it did well for itself. So I'm just going to fire off Toxic right here on this Mega Gyarados. If it does want to set up on me, it is going to be put on a timer in that case. So, luckily, Toxic does hit, as I do predict him to go for the Dragon Dance, which he does go for the Dragon Dance, which is completely fine. This thing is going to be whittled down by Poison, and I'm just going to try and Scald it, because that's what I need to do. So, he does Crunch me. I'm just going to go for the Scald here. That Crunch did a lot. I am a kind of more defensive Politoed this week, but it still does a ton to me, because that is a +1 stab. Mega Gyarados crunching me. He just goes for the waterfall here in case I do want to switch out. He knows that it is going to take me out, so no shame in going for it there. But the poison damage is going to take it down to a little bit below half. I'm going to send out Trap-a-Mole here so he cannot switch out. If he does flinch me, that does suck, but I know that he's going for the waterfall here over the crunch for that 30% chance to flinch, and he does not get it. I am Focus Sash, of course, and I am going to fire off an EQ, which is going to take out the Mega Gyarados here. So we're tied 5-5, obvious advantage him. That crit did not matter at all, in the slightest, but as you will see later, a little bit later, it is maybe going to hurt us a little bit. So he sends out the Entei. It is shiny. I know as soon as he sends it out that this thing has E-Speed, because there was no other reason for him to send out Entei other than to E-Speed me. He could have sent out Dragonite if he wanted to, but I guess he didn't really want to. He does reveal that he does have the Life Orb here, and I am going to send out Subalert, the Kricketune, which is also holding a Focus Sash this week. He does Sacred Fire me. It is a 50-50, of course, if it wants to burn, as we learned from Kurt in the APA. I do hold onto my Focus Sash, and 50% means 100% for me on the Sacred Fire, and I do get burned. But I do have Endeavor, and I am going to bring the Entei down to 1. So no matter what this Entei wants to do, on its next move, it is going to faint. So I do send out Mega Gardevoir. Obviously I do get burned, so that 1 turns to 0, and he is unable to Kricketune is unable to finish the job. On the Entei, it is unable to double down. So I do have to send out Mega Gardevoir. I do have to Mega first turn, and he is going to E-Speed me, which I do predict. It does a lot because it's a Life Orb Entei, Adamant, so you know, it is going to do quite a number on me. And I'm just going to Hyper Voice, which is fine. I am afraid of this Jirachi, obviously, so I do need to switch out into the Sleepy Knight, which is the Escavalier. And he is just going to go for the straight Iron Head. We do Speed Tie here if he is not Scarfed, but I was predicting Scarf. He is not Scarfed, he just goes for the Thunder Wave right here. And he is going to paralyze my already very, very slow Sleepy Knight. I am going to knock off a Shed Shell for that Dugtrio. So a good prep on his part, I guess, knowing that he's able to switch out and at least take one Earthquake from the Dugtrio. But I am just going to Drill Run. I could have knocked off again here, but I didn't want to risk it not killing the Jirachi here. And he is going to send out Elliot, which is his Dragonite. Now, I know that this thing can set up on me. I know that this thing can set up pretty freely on me. But he is going to go for the Dragon Dance. I don't really have a switch in right here, like at all. He still has his multi-scale up. So I'm just going to click Knock Off. And it is going to knock off his Weakness Policy, which, you know, he had that for Gardevoir. So I'm kind of glad I didn't have Gardevoir in, because that would have turned bad right away. So we do have Sleepy Knight go down to the Fire Punch, and this is a misgen on my part. I brought the same Necrozma as last week, so it is a very defensive Necrozma, but it wasn't meant to be. So I just have to kind of pray for the same thing to happen as the week before, where this thing just kind of pulls my butt back into the battle. I do get to +2. The +1 Declaw does a little less than like 25% to me. I do Moonlight Up, and I'm just going to Moonlight Up again here. But unfortunately for me, this thing is going to crit me on this Dragon Claw right here, and that's pretty much the game, because if that thing doesn't crit there, then I live for another turn. I'm able to fire off another, or I'm able to set up another Iron Defense. I'm able to set up a Calm Mind and maybe pull myself back into this game a little bit. But since he crit me, I can't do that. So yeah, we lose 3-0 to the Orlando Magikarps and the Choice Specs, which is a little bit unfortunate, but you kind of got to make do with what you got. So unfortunately, we do fall. We do fall to 1-3 on the season. Of course, the start that took over for Data Dave, and we had the win last week against Jodor. So again, we are 1-3, and we have Lindomar and his Straw Hat Swamperts next week. Again, please go check out Choice Specs. His links will be in the description down below. If you guys did hear a little bit more child screaming in the background, I do apologize. Again, not how I like to record, not a setting I usually record in, but due to dire circumstances and wanting to get the video out, I did have to record at my work here. So if you guys did like the video, please leave a comment down below, please leave a like down below, and please ignore the screaming children in the background. I love your faces, and until next time, guys, I am Sleepy Knight 77, aka Kyle, and I am going to go to sleep. Good night.